everybody, welcome into Rock Painting 101. Today we're going to do a fun heart rock, kind of a Zentangle-ish style. I did want to show a quick little trip. Some people have a harder time drawing freehanding rocks, hearts, I should say, onto rocks. So I've got a Post-it note. I'm folding it sticky side to sticky side. It's a lot easier to create half a heart than a whole heart sometimes. So just take it, lie it on your rock that you're going to use so you can kind of visually see about how big of a rock or heart you need for your rock. And go ahead and cut out your design. Nope, I didn't even come to a point. Make sure it comes to a point. There you go. Make sure before you open it that it looks like it's going to fit okay. And then you go ahead and open up your Post-it. And that little area of sticky at the bottom will be perfect to kind of help hold it on place on your rock while you trace on your design. Now I'm just going to go ahead and trace on my design with black because that's what I'm going to be using today. So I'm just going to go right along the edge of my paper. Hold it down with your thumb just to give yourself a good heart shape to work with, because freehanding hearts to be even can be tricky. I have a hard time, if I'm not filling them in completely, I have a hard time getting them even on the first go. So we're just going to trace this on here. And this little trick works for really any shape that you want that you could cut out. Just try to leave that little bit of sticky at the bottom of your Post-it because it will really help your design stay in place so that you don't have to worry about it moving around on you. And once you pull that up, you can kind of see if your outline needs to be thickened up in certain areas, you can thicken it up. But that center part of your heart will be really nice and even for you. Now I am going to take my Post-its for another reason here to create some stripes on the inside of my heart for my design. I'm actually going to switch over to my 1M so that they're a little bit smaller. Post-its work really good for creating lines on your rock because you can press it down and it will curve along your rock really well for you. Using a ruler, unless it's very flexible or like a fabric ruler, makes it hard to be able to create straight lines on rocks. So I'm just going to section my heart off here into a few groups, and I'm sure you saw the finished rock at the beginning of the video. So we're just kind of placing and playing this by ear right now, like so. And let's do one more. Now when you're using the same spot, make sure you don't have any wet. You don't want to mess up your lines. Give it a second to dry if you're crossing over a line. I'm going to do one more section right here. Just make sure you're firm on your Post-it to hold it still. And I'm staying inside of my heart with my line here. There we go. All right, so we've got some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sections here that we're working with. We're gonna pick a different design to kind of fill up each section of this heart. Now, I do want to add some pops of color to this, so I'm actually gonna create each one of these lines into a fillable space. So I'm gonna go right back with my Post-it note and pull back just a smidge, and I'm going to create another line so that I can fill in that space. Same thing here. I'm gonna try to do them about the same thickness, like so. And then one more time up here. So we'll decide what color we want to have for our pop of color on our heart here. And I think I want to go with a pretty blue color, maybe. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill in these areas now. It's just going to give a little bit of breaking of color to our designs. So I'm going to fill this in. I'll skip over this and be right back. All right, now our rock is split and divided. We'll clean up our black lines when we're all said and done. Now I've got a few different designs that I'm going to do in here. You can Google Zendoodle or Zentangle for some fun ideas of what you could put into your rock. I've got a few designs that I personally like to do on these styles of rocks, so I'm gonna go with those. But really, feel free to do any design that you like to do or that you wanna try out. So each section, I'm gonna do a different style of design, and then we'll move around our rock. I'm gonna use my 1M. This one's actually a pretty fresh 1M pen to create my designs on here so that they've got nice fine lines. I tend to hold it at a slight angle when I'm creating my designs. So this first one is going to be an arch style. So I'm just going to place my center of my arch down. And sometimes you work with the rocks, like there's a big hole in this rock, so I'm going to go ahead and work right around that hole. I'll take my pen very carefully, add my paint into that hole, and I'm going to add 3 arches around my dot. So I'm just going to go nice and easy, slow moving. The biggest problem people have is they press too hard sometimes with their pen. You know what, this is a smaller space, so I think I'm actually only going to do 2 arches on there. So I'm going to do that one there, another arch starting here, like so. And we're going to try to use the same distance that we used with this one above. And it's going to sneak behind that one. Like so. And then we'll add another one on this side. Okay, and then we can have one that's sneaking out from here, or we can go ahead and fill it in with dark. It's totally up to you which way you want to do it. I am going to have one sneaking in over here. So we'll have the one line here, and then one more right about there. And then we're going to fill in the rest of this space black. So for now, I'm just going to kind of leave myself a few dots in the area so I know to come back and fill that, but I'm not going to fill in the space with my newer 1M pen. I buy my 1M pens in the 3-packs because I go through these the most, and I kind of use them on a rotation. When the tip, see this one I've used a lot more. So see how much that's worn down. Can you see that? My in frame, yeah. See, that one's worn down quite a bit. So I'll go ahead and use that when I'm filling in a space like this on my rock, because I'm not trying to get the super, super fine line anymore with this one. But I try to keep my pointed, nice pointy one, nice and pointy as long as possible. So the next section I'm going to move on to, I'm going to do, let's do this one up here so that this has time to dry. So I'm just going to do a 3-stripe kind of combination. And what's going to happen is going to make the middle stripe be able to be black. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'm just going to start here and do 1, 2, 3 stripes in one direction. And then I'm going to turn my rock, and I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 stripes in that direction, then turn my rock. I'm going to continue this 1, 2, 3 stripes until my rock is filled. So you can turn it any different way to make your stripes. 1, 2, 3. And let's turn and go 1, 2. Okay, now on this one, we're going to do the same thing. I'm not going to fill in with my nice pen, but the center line of each of these is going to be filled in. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and this would be this one here. So then I'm going to go back in, and I'll show you what this design kind of looks like on a few spots here. And fill those in with my slightly worn down And you could probably get away with filling in larger areas like this with just your regular 3M black too. Just save the tip of that 1M when you can. So just like that. Here, I'll go ahead and fill in these spaces here real quick too. And that's it on that side, yeah. Okay. Right. Now let's see here. We've got another section here. I am going to do, see, the thing is, all these designs have names. I unfortunately do not know them all, but I'm going to do a fun, let's see here. Let's do a zigzag type effect here. So the way I'm going to do this one is I'm going to create triangles off the edge, and it's going to almost make a zigzag in the center. So we're going to go, we'll start here at the top and create our triangle from that side. Now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to go from the opposite side. We're going to try to make our distance about the same. So almost to the other side and then come back. And you want to keep these fairly skinny so you can fit quite a few. Like so. Like that. See that? Kind of creates a zigzag down the center. And then I like to take and do little lines inside of my triangles. But again, I might do the front few. Just use a light touch. You don't have to switch back for this one. You want those skinny lines. There we go, like so. All right, let's see, what else can we do? I think on this one here, I'm gonna create almost like little dangles. You know how much I love my dangles, right? So I'm just gonna start by just doing vertical lines to split the space. Like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my other pen here to create some just little dots and dangles along my line. I'm going to kind of alternate them. Like so. All right, one more section here. What should we do in this last one? Let's go ahead and do, this is kind of like a wavy line kind of design that you can do. So what you need is you create two wavy lines and they have to come pinch and expand, and it'll make sense once I've got them on here. So we're gonna start at the point and we're gonna kind of come out and in and out like so. Now we're gonna make a wavy line on the opposite side, but we're gonna do it in the opposite way. This sounds really confusing. It will make sense when you see it. So we're going to have it pinch here in the center and then wave out at the same time, like so. And then it's gonna come back and pinch in the center and then wave out like so. Now here's the tricky part to this one. To create the effect, all of the lines on the inside that's created here are going to arch upward, and then the line will continue the other way and arch downward. So the easiest way for me to do this is to do one section at a time. So we're going to start and create these arches up in our center section. Like so. Now those lines are going to continue, but they're going to arch the opposite way once they've crossed through the line. So I'll start with one that I can show the nice large size. So we're going to continue with that line, and it's going to arch the other way. And once you have one or two, you just continue that same arch, going the opposite direction. Creates this really cool kind of 3D effect. And it's going to do the same thing off the other side. Like that. And there we have it. One more thing I think I'm going to do is find a way to add this blue color in a few more places on my rock. So I think I'm going to start by giving this a blue outline and then a black outline, and then I'm going to fill in a few other spaces with blue. I'm not going to make you sit and watch all that, but I will show you the rock when I'm all finished. So we'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I went ahead and added some pops of the blue inside. Giving it a nice blue outline as well. I debated doing black again on the edge, but I think I like it with the blue on the outer edge like this. Gives it a little bit of a softer look there. So just cleaning up the edges a little bit, and I think we're gonna call this one finished. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you give something like this a try. And make sure you subscribe to the channel for more tutorials and rock painting inspiration. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.